Hey Expeditioners, welcome back to another episode of AP Expedition. If you're new here, my name is Austin Perkins, and this is an area where I share some of my favorite hobbies and passions with you all. So in today's video, we have another name brand motorcycle Bluetooth comm system review today. I know some of you may have already seen my SENA 20S EVO review. That was an in-depth review on my personal comm system. That is what I run on mine and my wife's helmet, and you can see it here on her helmet. But one of my friends just recently got the SENA 30K, and that's what's running currently on my helmet here. And I just wanted to share with you some of my thoughts about the pros and cons of both of them, or what they offer, and that way it gives you some insight on maybe what Bluetooth headset you'd want to run for yourself on your helmet. Now, starting out with the main similarities that both of these Bluetooth comm systems have. Both have the same guts, the same configuration, and the same speakers. So the 30K being with the newer model, it's still basically a 20S EVO. Now, or a 20S in general. My Bluetooth comm system is the 20S EVO with just a little extra perks. With that being said, the 30K offers a slightly newer technology with the mesh network. Now the mesh network, what that does is allows you to seamlessly connect, disconnect, reconnect throughout the ride up to 16 riders. So basically the 30K has a dual processor. It has both a mesh processor and a Bluetooth processor. So the 30K, another pro is it's going to be able to connect with more riders than just the Bluetooth models would be able to, which is like for the 20S, you can connect up to 8 riders in the Bluetooth system, but the mesh network allows you up to those 16 riders. And also, say you opt to get the 30K, all your friends have 20s or even the 10 series SENA, you're going to be able to connect with them just fine with no issues at all because of that dual processor technology. Now, another pro that the 20S is going to have is it's about $30 to $40 cheaper than the 30K is. So if you're just someone who's wanting really ease of use and doesn't have an antenna, if you don't like any extra things sticking off of it like the 30K, then the 20S EVO is probably going to be the Bluetooth comm system you're going to want to go with. It's still one of the pricier Bluetooth systems, but for what you're getting, it really is you're kind of paying for what you get for. So the quality is really there in both of these units. The 20S and 30K are both about the same size as well. And speaking about the 30K's antenna, one of the cons could be it might prove difficult for some riders to engage or disengage, especially with larger winter gloves. So that's something to take note, especially with larger or winter gloves. The mesh will allow about 8 hours of talk time, whereas the Bluetooth system is going to offer about 13 hours of talk time. And some would argue that the mesh quality is better over the Bluetooth. However, the Bluetooth does get longer hours of talk time. Now, if you haven't already seen my 20S EVO in-depth overview video, then I'll go ahead and explain. The speaker quality on both the 30K and 20S EVO, like I said, they're the same speakers. They are more premium sound. SENA makes a variety of speakers, but the ones coming out of the box, in my opinion, are really great. You can really hear it going down the highway with wind noise. I've worn this same setup with bikes with fairing and without fairing, and I really feel like the speakers sound quality is there. So at the end of the day, between the 30K and the 20S EVO, the only difference you're really paying for is that slightly newer technology with the mesh network. So in that mesh processor. So if that is something that you're really wanting, or to have the best of both worlds, then it's something that you can consider with the 30K. So if the newer tech really isn't that important to you, you just want a solid Bluetooth setup, then the 20S EVO is going to be the choice for you. And it doesn't have the antenna that may or may not get in your way depending on what type of helmet you're running. And to sum up some of the basic features that both of these Bluetooth headsets are going to come with, they both connect up to just a little over a mile. You can get up to at least 8 riders on both of them, the 30K with the mesh network being up to 16 riders. They both provide music sharing, voice command. You can connect your phone to it, no probs, firmware upgradable. There's also an app that you can set these up to. You can get FM radio, no probs. They both have an MP3 jack, and based on the status of the device, you got nice visible LED lights on both units. So right out of the box, both of these units are going to have their speakers set up, and they're a clamp style, a sticky style mount, so you can either 3M adhesive it to your helmet, or if your helmet is able to clamp, you can do that as well. Both headsets come with a wired microphone, which is a loose wire, or a solid boom mic, or a wired and boom mic, which is a combination of both. So thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope it was some insight for you as to whether you might consider the 20S EVO or the SENA 30K for your next Bluetooth headset. Again, this was not a sponsored video by SENA, so by all means go and get whatever Bluetooth headset system that you prefer or that you find would be most beneficial to your riding style. Hey, thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you're not already subscribed, consider doing so. I come out with new videos each and every week. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and otherwise we'll catch y'all in next week's video. Peace.